let's go back to level 1. I had started this, but I'm gonna do it again. I'm deleting the segments of curtain wall that I embedded in this wall. Now, what we're looking at is the empty space that this restaurant no longer occupies. It closed down last year, right? So it looks like two different buildings. It really isn't. It's a single building on Tremont Street. We're looking at the back of the building. The structure's very much the same. I think I mentioned it before. Steel construction. Steel frame and curtain walls along the exterior. So you're looking at these two spaces that intercommunicate. There's got to be some kind of structural element in between. So what I did was basically copy the column from here to there, right? We may represent this as a, kind of a massive 24-inch wall that might be more appropriate for there. There's a little point where it inflects, it changes direction here. We'll deal with that later. Right now I'm very simply going about modeling the condition, the front to back, the condition facing the court square frontage. Wall, curtain wall, edit type. Always make sure it's set to embed when you're drawing within an exterior wall. So I set base offset 2, so we'd have a sill of 2 feet. And the top offset -2, so that we have something representing, what's spanning across the front of the building. So all I'm drawing right now is into the parts of the curtain wall that are embedded in the exterior wall. All right, so let's go to our 3D view. So that's what we have so far. Let's look at that again. And I'm gonna try to turn this so it's oriented about the same way that we're looking. Right? So 1, 2 windows, or 1, 2 windows, and this one has a single window there, tall one. Right? And now we have to model the recessed curtain walls. So those are going to have those we're going to have to model, from the ground level. So let's minimize that. Go to level 1 again. And let's talk about what we're drawing. I'm still drawing a curtain wall. Curtain wall. But I do not want base offset. That's going to be 0. I still want a top offset. We'll have to figure out how we deal with the interval, the ceiling above these doorways. I'll explain that in a later lesson. So now I'm drawing from here to there to there, and then I'm drawing, I kind of missed it here, it's alright, from here to there to there, and meet up with that. All right. Let's look at what we have in 3D. I'm going to spin this around. So there are the curtain wall behind them. So what we need to do is make openings in this wall, and we can use the split element tool to create vertical splits in this wall. So we'll remove that part. Let's create a vertical split in this wall. We could probably just take out this. Well, let's just bring that back. Okay, so what we're looking at, and then we need a ceiling over those spaces. So what we're looking at, if I put shaded on, you can kind of see the condition that we're creating. So above the windows here, you know, some kind of wall system extent. What I should have done, let me undo those two splits, because there's something that will save some time. Rather than remove that wall, I'm going to have it start up there, so it just hides that space behind it. On this side, I'm going to introduce a split here to there, and do the same thing. Okay, so there should not be this gap, that big, massive wall segment between the curtain wall. It should just turn directly. We can adjust that in a second. Let's turn on shaded so we can see sort of what it is that we're doing. And what I mean by that is that now if I select this curtain wall, and it's difficult to do this in 3D, but you see what I'm doing is I'm making sure that it sort of meets that one, or missed it. But we'll adjust that in plan. Anyway, that's basically the storefront that we're looking at, and I'll keep. So the store must have some kind of separation between this side and that side, because it's got to deal with these columns. Let's stop here, and then the next lesson we'll refine the curtain wall and the storefront condition.